What's up, guys? My name is Relyks, formerly of Team Denial, and this is my little post-ClutchCon vlog. I originally recorded this a few days ago when it was like everything was fresh in my mind. I recorded this on like Tuesday, so like day after I got back, but something happened with the video and it got corrupt and I couldn't upload it to YouTube, so I thought I'd re-record it. Unfortunately, now not only is like the information not super present in my mind, but I'm also sick, so I may not get things exactly right, but at least hopefully I can give you guys some insight. I saw Dust Moret's vlog. It was pretty informative, at least from a caster's perspective, but I thought maybe I'd give you guys, what it looked like for a player. Sorry for my bootleg setup here with the fucking notepad and this thing above. I'm currently in between graphics because I just left Denial the other day. Also, it was kind of weird because the original vlog I recorded, I said, hi, it's Relyks from Denial, and now I'm no longer on that team. Also, my original vlog was pretty long, so I'm going to try to make this one short and to the point. So I attended ClutchCon. I feel like I can't speak English. ClutchCon with Slemmy, Automatic, Valens, and Flowsick, and then me. That was our five. We attended as Denial Esports. We were in Group D, and our group was us, Elevate, Kabum, and Sorcery. Sorcery was a local LAN team that they ended up picking up to replace XI by Power, who obviously could not, well, dropped out of the event. We were supposed to play Friday at 4 p.m. The event was supposed to start on Friday. I think that Group A was supposed to start at 11 a.m. and then they would go from there playing out the group stage. I arrived at Thursday. I had a really late flight. I got there around 11:50, close to midnight. Teammate picked me up at the airport. We drove to the hotel. The hotel was really nice, by the way, the Crown Plaza. It's a pretty nice hotel. And I just took my shit upstairs. But then I wanted to go down and see the venue. So we went down, and Indy was there. Indy Elite. That was the guy who was helping coordinate the CSGO event, and I think was kind of like the mediator between Clutch Arena and Civo and the teams. The event was a lot bigger than I thought. I had seen blueprints and like layouts, but the event looked nice, and he was actually explaining to us how, when we got down there, they were like setting up the main stage, and it was, like booth for one team, booth for another team, soundproof booths, and then in the center was like the casters area, and so like that was the main stage. And then to the left and to the right of both of the booths, there was other tables, which is where like the other games that weren't being casted were going to be played. And then like you back out, so here's main stage, and then here's the other tables, and then like in front of the main stage is a spectator area, and then lining the entire back wall near the entrance is a ton of vendor booths. There was, like e-cig booths, clothing booths, like people are selling posters, people were selling all sorts of stuff. And then to the left and the right of the main stage spectating area was the entire BYOC event. And there's also some like cosplay going, because, it wasn't just like CSGO Invitational Tournament. It was ClutchCon, it was a convention. And apparently, according to Indy, I think whatever info he relayed to me was that the guy that was funding or doing the whole event, he had gone to DreamHack last year. He had been to like CPL 2005 or something, and he was like, if we're going to do this, we might as well do it big. And so they had this giant BYOC. And the event looked good, and I was like, all right. So I went to bed on Thursday. Even though we didn't play till 4 p.m. on Friday, everybody had to be down there around, I think, 9:30, 10 a.m. for team pictures and individual pictures taken by, Civo, because they had hired Civo to do all the casting, to do all of that, to use their client, their veto system. And so, sorry about that, I was getting a phone call. So, you did team pictures, and then they took your little individual pictures, so when they brought up your ADR or your stats, they could show your ugly little face next to it and be like, oh, look, look how great this guy is. He's a great player. And that was good. And then it was like, okay, so, Group A should be starting in an hour. I think Group A was Fnatic, CLG, Paradox. I can't remember the fourth team. But the main stage was not the main stage wasn't like Fnatic was setting up to the left of one of the booths, so just on one of those flat tables, and then Paradox was like next to them, I think, and on the other side it was like, I want to say Karma, I can't remember exactly, but long story short, they were supposed to start at 11 a.m. I believe, sometime around that. My time is maybe off. I don't think they started until 6 p.m. on Friday, so 7 hours delayed. And you know, Group D was supposed to start at 4 p.m. on Friday. Group A didn't even start till 6 p.m. Group D didn't play till Saturday, and I don't think we played until like 2 or 3 on. No, it must have been. It had to have been later. I don't know, but point being, Fnatic apparently sat there for, like, I saw them set up and then I saw them deathmatching, and they sat there for like hours and hours, and I don't. From what I heard, I don't think anybody from the event like went over and told them what was happening. Like, yeah, they don't speak the best English. Like, Olaf Meister speaks pretty good English, but you know, the rest of them, it's not like perfect, so it might be hard to communicate. But nobody even went over. There was no professional courtesy to go over and say, we're having issues because the network is down, or we're having issues because of XYZ. Because apparently the network went down like for a large portion of Friday, and not just the network for the invitational CS:GO invitational, but the network for the entire BYOC. And the story that I heard was they weren't even allowed into the venue until like a day before the event, and then like the network guy was supposed to get there at some earlier time. He didn't get there until like 8 or 9 a.m. on Friday when they're supposed to be playing at 11, and so that was you know, a complete mess. And then I also heard, so apparently Clutch Arena, which is called ClutchCon, but Clutch Arena is a LAN center in downtown Denver. They apparently provided X amount of PCs, and then I think that there was like 20 computers provided by iBuyPower. And I don't know the specifics, and I hope I'm not just like throwing out bad information, but what I heard was the computers provided by iBuyPower had like bad operating systems installed, like it was corrupt or something. And so they had to, or maybe there wasn't any installed. I can't remember what exactly it was, but they had to like wipe it. They had to reinstall clean operating systems. They had to install Steam, CS:GO, the Civo client, like all this shit needed to play the game. And I mean, it was kind of unfortunate, like, 'cause just in general that all these, you know, because every event has always had problems. You're never gonna have I mean, you could, but I don't. Most events have some sort of technical issue, some sort of difficulty. But this being your like inaugural event, this being the first event there, and then you having like not just minor problems, but like 8-hour delays, you know, or whatever it is, that's all people are gonna remember. And that's because first impressions are important, and people hold on to the negative things, and so people are just gonna remember ClutchCon for being extremely delayed. And not only that, like, from what I heard, they didn't coordinate, like, they didn't tell anybody that was watching the stream what was happening or why there was delays. They didn't coordinate with any of like the viewers of the community. But like, it's not like the coordination with the teams was that, you know, was done well either. I mean, I was like, we're supposed to be playing at 4. I'm like, do you know when we're gonna be playing? Because I obviously, like, Group A didn't start till 5 p.m. Like, we're not gonna be for a while. But I'm like, do you know if we're playing today or tomorrow? I'll get back to you. We'll let you know later. We don't know now. And it's just like, okay. So like we've just like left in the dark. But talking about Fnatic, you know, like, you have one of the best teams in the world here, you know, foreigners that came all the way. Well, they came for MLG, but they stayed for ClutchCon. And it's like, you're not even telling them like, okay, you know, you're not playing because the network's down. We're working on it. Just sit tight. You know, really sorry about the delays. Like, you don't even say anything to them. And there was a guy named Rama, who I think he lives in Dallas, and so he's been to a bunch of ESJ lands, and I think that he's met Karn, and I'm sure he'll correct me on this, but I think he was texting Karn because Karn was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why aren't we playing it? We were supposed to play 6 hours ago. And like, I'd look at Fnatic, and you know, they DM'd for like an hour or something, and then they were all just like sitting there, just kind of like looking around. And like, all the pro players, like, all they did for all these delays, they just like walked around aimlessly. If they had computers set up in the booths or maybe on the sides, they were deathmatching. Most of us just like shot the shit. We just like talked. There's a bunch of restaurants across the street, which is pretty convenient. Like, I went to lunch with all of C9 and Alex Penn, who works for MLG, and Pterodactyls, streamer partner with Dignitas, and like, you know, and it was kind of annoying, but it's just like, well, what else is there to do? We can't do anything. You're not giving us any updates on when we may or may not play, so it's like people are just aimlessly just kind of waiting and just waiting and waiting. But this is the one thing that I just want to make clear is people will give the or like people are gonna give Sivo all this shit, or they're gonna give, you know, they want someone to blame, but it's not like there's one party to blame. Sivo was brought in for casting and to, like, you know, to use their client and to manage like that part of the event. The PC problems were not their fault. The network issues were not their fault. iBuyPower providing 20 terribly formatted PCs, that's not Clutch Arena's fault. The fact that they had to like reformat and install XYZ, that's not, you know, that's iBuyPower's fault. The network going down, who knows if that was a, you know, could have been a foreseen problem that they could have taken precautions. You know, maybe the network guy could have showed up earlier. Maybe if they, I don't know why they didn't let them into the venue earlier to set up and to, you know, test run everything. But it's like there's all these problems that are like stemming from different sources, but instead people just take all their blame and they'll blame Sivo, or they'll blame Clutch Arena, or they'll blame, they, you know, they want someone to focus all that hate towards, but you can't really do it. It's, I mean, there's many parties and many people at fault. So whatever. Friday was just a shit show of delays. You know, like, let's hope that Saturday's better. So Saturday, they were finishing some groups up, and then it's like Group D is about to play. So we played Kabum first, and we were setting up in the booths. We had to wait for, I forget who was playing. So we went through the we went through the vetoes. We played Kabum on a best of one on Inferno. We beat them 16. We started T-side. We beat them 16-13. Then I think we played Sorcery, and Kabum played... No. It had to have been different. All I know is that we beat Kabum 16-13. Then we played Sorcery. I don't remember the score, but we beat them. And around this time, Kabum... Okay, when we were playing Kabum, Elevate was playing Sorcery. We beat Kabum 16-13. Elevate beat Sorcery. And then Elevate went to play Kabum. We went to play Sorcery. We beat Sorcery, I mean, you know, 16-5 or something on cash. So we were 2-0 in the group. Sorcery was 0-2 because they lost to Elevate when we were playing Kabum, and then they lost to us. And then Elevate and Kabum were playing. So I went behind Elevate because I'm friends with a bunch of the guys on that team. I've known Roka a long time, and I'm watching, and they were like a pretty bad deficit. They were down like 15-9 on T-side cash. They made a comeback. They came back to 15 rounds, 15-15. They tied. They all stood up. They were ecstatic. They were, you know, because they thought it was over. They were getting up out of their chairs, like I was like giving Roka, you know, like a pat on the back. They were getting up to go to Kabum's booth to shake their hands. And then like Spangler comes over and he's like MR3 10K. And people are like looking around and they're like, there's overtime in group play? Like what? Because before that I was talking to Danny and I'm like, if you beat Kabum or if you tie Kabum, we both go through. Us and Elevate, Denial and Elevate. Because if they would have tied Kabum, we would have been... Okay, because this is what happened. What I meant is if they beat Kabum or tied Kabum, regardless as if we beat or lost to Elevate, us and Elevate would have gone through. So let's just say they tied Kabum. Elevate came to play us. They, like, you know, demolished us on Nuke. So we were 2-1. 2 wins, 1 loss. Elevate was 2-0-1. 2 wins and a tie versus Kabum. Kabum would have been 1-1-1. They got a forfeit win versus Sorcery because Sorcery was also playing in the BYOC. Like, they brought them into the CSGO Invitational, but then they were playing in the CSGO BYOC, so they gave Kabum a forfeit win. So Kabum got a forfeit win versus Sorcery, they lost versus us, and they tied versus Elevate. They would have been 1-1-1, Sorcery was 0-3, we were 2-1, Elevate was 2-0-1. That's pretty clear to me who goes through, the 2-0-1 and the 2-1 team. But, since they played overtime, when they shouldn't have, Elevate lost to Kabum in overtime. We lost to Elevate, so now we're 2-1. Kabum is 2-1. Elevate's 2-1. You have a 3-way tie in Group D when only 2 teams can go through. So then they were going to like round differential or something, but they have a bunch of rounds because of overtime, and that's why overtime shouldn't be played in group stage, in group play. So what happened is about 3 to 4 hours of debate Valens went to Indy and all the guys and was saying how it wasn't fair. And then like it was like Valens and then some guys from Elevate and then some guys from Kaboom all arguing. And then the organizers decided, like, they said something about Kaboom was going to replay us. And then Kaboom said, why would we replay Denial? They beat us. We should have tied Elevate. Let's replay Elevate. But Elevate had first seed. And coming out of Group D, first seed played CLG, second seed played Fnatic. You know, like, nope, they wanted their first seed. They wanted to play CLG. And, I mean, I would not disagree with them. They beat us. They beat Sorcery, and they should have tied Kaboom. They should have first seed. I agree with that. But us replaying Kaboom, like I saw the guy tweeting out, and he's like, a human mistake was made. You know, we have to take responsibility. Elevate will replay Denial, or Kaboom will replay Denial. And I'm like, and so I was like, okay, fine. We're replaying. By the way, so like we were supposed to play 4 p.m. Friday. We played our first match versus Kaboom at probably 5 p.m. on Saturday. Because of all the debate, because they actually did some of the bracket play, I think. Some of the quarterfinals while they were debating this, because we were the last match on Saturday. We replayed Kaboom at like 12:30 or 1 in the morning, and it's just like the casters weren't even there. The casters came in and they were like, "There's another match. Like, what's going on?" And they started casting like half of the match. Not only did we have to replay Kaboom at 1 in the morning on Saturday, they made us replay Inferno, the match or the map we already beat them on, and they made us start T side. Again, I don't like using a scapegoat. I don't like finding an excuse. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not saying that's why we lost, but that's not really fair. We've beaten them on this map. It was close. We started T-Side Inferno. We won 16-13. You know, it wasn't like a landslide. That was a close match. And we won because of some well-played eco rounds and, you know, and stuff that just boosted our morale and helped our money. So they made us start. I thought we were going to be able to do the whole veto again, and we would just replay them on another map. So they replay us, like, and we had to start T-side again. There wasn't any knifing for sides. We just started T-side again. And it's just like, okay. So, like, we ran a different pistol, and, like, we won pistol. But then it's like, you know, it's not like we have, like, an entirely different set of strats. And, like, once you've just played a team earlier that day on one map, like, you kind of know what they do. So that was pretty shitty. I think we lost 16 to 10 or something. Oh, by the way, we started T-side. We got onto CT side. I think the score was 13-9 them. They were on T-side Inferno. Someone turned the network off. The casters were casting the match. Someone turned the network off. It was like 1:30 in the morning. It took 30 minutes for it to come back up. Like, the server just froze and everyone's like, what's going on? We were in the middle of an eco round. Spangler says someone turned the network off. He was pissed that someone fucked up. The casters left. They stopped casting that match because who knows? Like, and I'm like, do you know when it's gonna come back up? He's like, 5 minutes. And then like 10 minutes later, he's like, 5 more minutes. It's like, okay. The players, like Kaboom, was just kind of standing up in their booth. We were like walking around. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? At this point, it's like it's 2 in the morning. We're already in a shitty situation. Whatever. So we lost to Kaboom, replaying Inferno, like 16-10, 16-9. I can't remember the exact score. It's like 2:30 in the morning. Kaboom and Elevate went through. Elevate went to play CLG. I think they upset them. Kaboom was second seed. They went to play Fnatic. They lost 2-1. I think that they took Mirage off of them, but that's their best map. Like, they are, you know, apparently one of the best Mirage teams in the world, and that's why people are probably going to permanently veto that map versus them. Everyone just kind of, like, partied and hung out on Saturday. Sunday, I mean, the rest of Saturday, besides that shitty replay, went pretty smooth. Sunday, obviously, there wasn't a lot left to do. I watched, I think, CLG and Fnatic, and then C9 and Elevate, I believe, because Elevate upset Wait, I cannot remember. But all I know is that the finals were Fnatic versus Cloud9. I watched that. It's kind of a stomp in Fnatic's favor. Something else to note, man. Like 90% of the players at this event were sick. So people keep talking about the ClutchCon sickness. That's what people keep, like, I mean, that I am apparently a victim of now. Like, I know for a fact, like, Shroud and Nothing was sharing a room. They were so sick. Shroud looked like death. And Jordan, they were playing one of their matches, like, his eyes, dude, they would not stop watering. And it was just, like, it was bad. Lex was really sick. Diane and like someone else from UB United was sick. Um, Both those C9 players. I think that Crims and someone else got sick. That might be wrong there, but like so many people were sick, and it was just shitty. But so Fnatic won the event, first place. Cloud9 got second. I think third and fourth was like CLG and Liquid. Elevate fifth. I don't remember the standings, but I mean past fourth place. So I think, and it's unfortunate, I think that we kind of got the shitty end of things. I don't like finding a scapegoat, but I really do think that we deserve to go through group play. I think we kind of got cheated out of that. And I mean, I've said this to other people, and sure, we would have gone through group second seed out of Group D. We would have played Fnatic in the round of 8. We probably would have gotten 2-0'd. I mean, you always want to think you can win, but I mean, they are a very good team. On another level for the most part. But I mean, like, going out in groups compared to losing to Fnatic in quarterfinals on LAN, like, that's not shameful to me. Oh, I lost to Fnatic on LAN. Like, yeah, like, okay, like, I mean, like, no one's gonna make fun of you for that. Like, you know, it's like saying I played Barcelona with my high school, you know, soccer team and we lost. Like, so enough complaining about that and being emo. It's sad. I think that my team played well at that LAN. Overall, I think we performed well. I don't know if people weren't prepared to replay Kabum because it was late and people were pretty worn out and exhausted from just waiting for over 24 hours to play the first match. You know, ANSI, and then like you beat Kabum, and then like you're finding out 6 hours later you're having to replay them on the same unfavored side on the same map, and it's just like, well, like, come on, man, like, give us a break, like, whatever. So congratulations to Fnatic for winning that event, and congratulations to C9 and, you know, everyone else. For me, the delays and everything wasn't. This is already 22 minutes, so I'm trying to wrap it up. I meant to make this like 15, but God knows I can never. It's always longer with me. It's never shorter. For me, it wasn't. I enjoyed the event a lot, despite the delays, despite all these problems we had. I enjoyed. So I had met one of my teammates before because I played him at Fragadelphia against him. He was on Just Us at the time, but meeting all these people, you know, and because there's all these delays, but you know that just, I mean, I guess it gives me more time to meet and to chat and to hang out with all these people that I've known for like a long time online, or that I spend a lot of time with, or just to meet people that are really integrated into the scene. You know, I met some guys that work for Azubu, some MLG guys. You know, I met Summit and his wife, Desiree. I got to meet all of Cloud9. You know, I met Fnatic. So I mean, that part was really fun to me. And I think that I caught some flack from my team for maybe socializing more than spending time with the team, but it is what it is. And I know that there's a lot of people that were like, fuck ClutchCon, I'm never coming back, because they were talking about holding a summer event or something. Honestly, man, despite everything that happened, I would still go back. And like, even though, you know, I went there on not on my own dime because it was paid for by, you know, the organization, even if I had to pay like my own flight ticket and like split a hotel with someone, I'd probably do it. I had a great time. Denver's is a pretty cool place. It was awesome seeing snow, actually, because I'm from Florida. Obviously, don't ever see snow here. I've seen snow 3 times in my life, so that was pretty cool. I mean, I'd go back, and I hope that maybe they can learn from all the mistakes that happened this time and have a little bit more of a streamlined and you know, smoother functioning event. Maybe don't trust iBuyPower with their PCs next time. Maybe see if you can get into the venue like a few days early to test run everything and to set up. Make sure your network guy is there and the whole network is running smooth. If you're going to have like I don't know how many people were there. I would have guessed like at least a 300 person BYOC. I'm sure you can go look it up and get a statistic, but like if you're going to have that event be that big, like make sure everything's running smooth, because it really makes people not want to come back. Who did I really enjoy meeting? I really didn't talk to anyone from Fnatic besides Olaf, and that was just briefly, but they're all pretty much cool guys. All of C9 are chill as hell. I had a really good time meeting Shroud. I mean, I had a good time meeting all of them, like Shroud and Jordan, Mike, because I hang out with them a lot online. All of SK was cool. The Paradox guys, I mean, UB United, Karma, Win Out. There's a few guys there that, I mean, it's pretty cool meeting like some fans of my stream. You know, like I signed a few mouse pads and like a shirt, and I mean, I wasn't as big of a celebrity as Shroud. He signed probably like 30 things, but you know, you get the point. And it's honestly like you're going there to play and you're going there to win, and you know you want to do all that, but you're going there for the experience. You're going there to meet people. You're going there for the event. And I think I don't know. I had a good time. I hope that the mic quality on this is okay. I'm not actually using this mic. I have I invested into a boom, a pop filter, and a shock mount for a better studio mic. So maybe I sound more professional. Who knows? I am the War Owl. But yeah, overall, I had a good time at the event. Delays and everything were exhausting, and it kind of made people not want to play. And like I said, I do think that we should have gone through groups, but hindsight is 2020, and there is no point in complaining about that now because I cannot change it. Also, shout out to Denial for bringing us to that event, and thanks for everything that they've done for me and my team. Flow6, Slemmy, Automatic, Valens. I love all you guys. I really had fun meeting them and playing with them at the event, and unfortunately we have parted ways at this point in time. I'm currently have joined SKDC and Invite, but yeah, overall I'm not gonna say it was a good event, but I had fun. I mean, you can have fun, you know. Let's be optimistic about it, I suppose. If they do decide to do another event, because I think that they might have been discouraged by all the flack they received from numerous Reddit threads and ESEA threads and whatever else it may be. Just maybe just do like, don't use like the actual event as your first run. Like, run through everything before, so then like you're much less likely to encounter problems because you've already, you know, gave it a test run. I don't know. I really don't have much advice to offer. I'm not a tournament organizer. I don't really know all the logistics that go into that. But yeah, that's really all I got to say. This video is almost 30 fucking minutes long. Jesus. Yeah, so I guess follow me on Twitch, sub to YouTube. I don't know, you don't have to, but if you want to. I look forward to see what I can do on SKDC for the rest of the season in Invite. We also are playing in the CEVO Professional Division and the Face It League with the LAN in Milan. Oh, also shout out to the Mythic guys. I completely forgot. I hung out with Anger and Flom for a large portion of the event. Those guys are really cool. I met Warren, who was my ex-teammate, and Premier, Abe, and Lex, even though Lex was sick most of the event and, like, you know, burrowed into his room with, like, cold medicine. Shout out to Alex Penn from MLG. Steve from Azubu, he's a really cool guy. Steve and Mike. I met Mo, Frost, the guys from Tort. Didn't really talk to them. AZK was there, although he wasn't playing. Skadoodle played with Tort, though. Yeah, I don't know. Not much else to say. Thank you guys for watching. I know that this was like long as hell. Maybe you can like watch it when you eat dinner or something and just listen to my sick and soothing voice. But yeah, hope to see you guys around. I hope maybe that this provided some sort of alternative insight from a player's perspective compared to Dust Reps, which is from a caster's. And yeah, I mean, thanks for the support and everything, guys. Peace.